Hi. All right. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but when I've colored, I'm sure you have. As I was coloring this January calendar, everything, whatever could go wrong, did go wrong. So I bought 2 memory cards. Not that this is your worry, but I'm just letting you know. When you film stuff, you have to have a disc inside of here. So when I'm loading one disc in, I don't like to wait, so I bought another one. And these aren't cheap either. These are pretty expensive. And I think one of these are defective because when I film, it doesn't accept like all of the video, the little segments. So I don't know. I'm getting really, getting mad is one thing. Life is too short to get mad. So what you do is, I'm just going to deal with the issue. And I still want you guys to see this because, it's really pretty, okay? And I know that I've taught you enough so far so that you can understand, like what colors I use and you already, you kind of get it if you follow me. And I know that you can do this and you can catch up to where I am so far. Because this is really pretty. And this is January's calendar, okay? The only thing that right now we need to work on, so I'm going to keep it calm. And I'm just going to not get upset about it. Whatever I need to buy to make it better, I will. But don't get frustrated and just keep watching because even if you get out little pieces of this video, it'll still be good enough for you to learn. And that's what it's about. It's so that you can learn, so that you can do your own pictures and make them look pretty, okay? So, hopefully, God willing, dear Lord Jesus, Father in heaven, let's just pray for complete renovation of this memory disc and that this video will go smoothly. See, that's all you need. All right, now we have God's power with us. All right, so let's now, what we got to do is let's do a leaf because my flowers, we got the colors here and I know that you can do that. We didn't do the inside of this yet, so I know you didn't miss that yet because that's not done. But let's just do a leaf. Let's kind of break away from where we're at. Let's get into our happy spot. I am going to have a little bit of this. Just to relax me. I do get stressed once in a while, and right now I'm feeling a little stressed because my memory card wasn't working. My 15-year-old daughter is making her room an entire disaster area. So, I know that every one of you guys have your problems too. Maybe your kid is not listening, or maybe your husband is being a bonehead, or, who knows. But right now, what I think we should do, and I'm feeling it, is let's get into our happy place. And just take a sip of wine. I'm going to relax. And let's color and enjoy ourselves. Because really that's what it's about. Okay, now, there are a lot of ways to do leaves. And there's a lot of leaves in here. And I, to be honest with you, get bored of doing just leaves upon leaves. That's why Johanna Bashford's books, I love them. Please don't get me wrong. I completely love them. And when I'm in the mood, I'll do it. But there are just so many leaves. And after a while, they just get to be a little monotonous. So even in those books, believe it or not, I change them up. I will do some in a yellow and a bright green. And I will do some with the artichoke colors. And I will do some in a marine green and peacock green. I have to change it up. Or I'll get bored. But to me, I think that is why people like the way my art looks, is because, I do change things up. I'll make leaves blue and some pink and some, different colors. And I will get to that book eventually again, but for right now. So let's do one way of a leaf. Okay, so I'm taking canary yellow, which if you know me, I do use this. The thing is, if I could just talk just for 1 minute as I'm cleaning my glasses, I do use a certain palette that I have, made my own little way of the colors that I use. Like, my canary yellows and my non-photo blues and my processed red and my mulberry. that goes with that, and black cherry that goes with that, and then, you know, I mean, I do have a little palette of colors that I use. And as you grow in your coloring, you're gonna have the same thing. Like, let's say you like pastels. You might pull out your pale sage for your light green, and you may like bronze for some of your leaves, or, you know, whatever your palette is that you enjoy, that's your basic palette. But then you do want to branch out. And I do that because I don't ever want to get bored. I don't ever want my coloring to get boring. So I, you see I'm coloring right inside here with some yellow. Just see how these leaves here, I don't want to deteriorate from our work at hand here, from our chit chat. But chit chat is fun. But anyway, I'm just saying that you will come up with colors that you prefer to use, and you stick with them, and then you can add new colors as you move along. Okay, now this color is chartreuse, and it's a really bright yellowy green, and I'm just gonna not put it everywhere, but just, you know, fill it in some areas here. Just fill it in some spots just to get that. This is a really, really bright, it's a bright color. Okay, so I just put it in a couple areas here, and this one's a little bit too bland. I can always go over it, but just for now, just keep it. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to add a little, now I'm going to grab a spring green, and I'm just going to put some spring green in some of these areas, because I want this flower, because it's sitting right here, like so, it's like so there in the sun, I want to keep it really bright, instead of the drabby ones with it, which is more olive colors. This one is more springy, and I might even add some blue into this and some lavender, who knows. That's the thing with me, it's why you gotta follow, because you never know what colors I'm gonna throw in. And somehow it usually just winds up working out, so just hang with me. And this is how you learn, you know, you just gotta watch different people, because everybody has a different technique, you know. This is my technique, and everybody has their own, you know. And actually, to be honest with you, for real, I have different, I'm like watching 8 different people, because I mainly stay the same, but pretty much I do like to change up. Okay, so see, now I've just varied the colors throughout here. Now let's do apple green. So grab some apple green, all right? And as the colors get darker, you want to keep that towards the base. But you kind of want to bring a little bit up like that, just so that it, you know, blends in nicely. You don't, just a little bit. See how I'm bringing it up, but when you put the majority of it will be, the darker will be down lower in here where you want your shade. So see, you want your shade down in there, and then, but you still want to bring the color up so that it blends in with the top. You don't want the top just to be a little loner. So just bring it, follow the way the leaf goes. See how you can actually see this bend right here that I just put in? That wasn't there. I put that there. And you want to do that too. Try to put in a little bit of that leaf color. Okay, And then coloring in there. Just don't think about the worries of the world. See, my worries of the world already disappeared. I'm already in my own little land. My little land of this beautiful leaf. And then that's where my mind is. Your thoughts are where your mind is, and that will determine how you feel about things, you know. Like, I'm not gonna be upset that I went downstairs a little while ago. My 15-year-old girl's room is a serious, when I say serious disaster, I mean like serious disaster. Like a hoarder lives in there. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to, you know, it's not that I don't want to deal with it, because obviously I will have to deal with it. But the thing about life, I don't want to deal with it right now. So I am in my happy place, coloring with you guys, and it's fun and awesome. And that's why we do this, is to just get in our happy place and get away together. And I'm going to love it when we do our Facebook Lives. I love you guys so much. Our group is so awesome. And thank you for your comments and your posts. I read every one of them, by the way. So, like, when you wrote, like, a couple people have said, oh my God, I got my new book today, and I have a free day off tomorrow, and I can't wait to color with you. And I'm going to watch every little part of your video. Stuff like that makes me, like, fuzzy and warm and happy inside. It makes me just want to keep doing this for you. Like, it gives me a reason to get up every morning and to say, okay, well, what am I going to color today for my friends? What do they want to see? What do I want to color? It's an awesome thing. I hope you love it as much as me. I don't know if anybody can, because, like, really on a scale of 1 to... If there's a scale of 1 to 10, the way I feel when I color, it would be 100. Seriously. And I told you guys, if you follow me, that you know I found this when I was in the hospital for my recovery. From when I got divorced and stuff. I really wasn't in a good place, but I was smart enough to realize that and go into recovery, right? And so when I was there, I found these books, and that's how I learned about how this coloring makes you really relax. Now we need a darker green. So we've already used, did we use apple green? Yeah, yeah, we need a little darker green. What I kind of want is a Prussian green. All right, marine green. Well, let's grab this one. Marine green, number 98. And we're going to put in a little bit of that, because we got to have some darker down in here, and just carry it up. What are you doing, Justin? My son just walked in and I can hear him making noise. What are you doing?
Restocking your fridge.
Restocking my fridge? Oh. You went to the store again?
No.
Oh, okay. I've got a refrigerator in my art room. I'll show it to you sometime. But it makes my life easier. I've got arthritis and I got a really big house, so when I walk, I mean, like, to walk downstairs takes so long and it hurts my hips. And believe me, I'm not lazy by any means. I'm far from lazy. I will work hours and hours. But it does hurt walking all the way down 2 flights of stairs, and so it does make it a little easier and a lot convenient. It's just a little mini fridge, but to keep my refreshments and a little sandwich, or, you know, some strawberries or whatever. Or my water. I have my water. Well, actually, I don't like cold water. Cold water gives me cramps. I like to have my water room temperature. But I, like, seriously, my art studio, if there was, I don't know, the apocalypse or something happened, I have everything in here to survive. That's a true story. I got cookies in here, everything I shouldn't have. I have my medicines in here, my vitamins, my dog food, coloring books, my glasses. I Like seriously, this is my hang room. I guess you know how men have men caves? This is my art cave. Okay, so see how I'm just putting the marine green. So I hope you're just following me along. But you see, I'm just, and right now I'm not liking it. I know, but this is far from how our normal work is. But like, here's the thing too, you got to know. When you're working on a piece, it doesn't always just start out perfect. There'll be times when it goes through this. Kind of like when you're growing out your hair. And you know how you get that weird period that you go through where like, okay, this part is not looking good. It's a phase. It's kind of the same thing. Because this is a phase. Because like right now, not happy with this. But it still needs to be done. We still need the lights and the darks and the... See what happened here? I just kind of flubbed it, but what I did is I turned that little mistake into something that almost looked like it was supposed to be like that. And just go wherever your pencil takes you, but just don't get too crazy. Because, I mean, it's just a leaf, I get it, but you want it to be pretty, so take your time. I'm rushing along a little bit because my son came in and kind of distracted me with the... But I thought that was really nice, though. He took out my little trash and I don't know, my son's awesome. And for those of you that do follow me that know that my father is Marlon Brando, you know, the actor. My son Justin, the one who's just in here, like... Seriously, looks exactly like my dad did when he was at that age. He's at that gorgeous age right now. Big, giant, long eyelashes and just, he's just a really great kid. Now, take your brush at this point, and you're probably going to have to dust it off with your little brush because there is a lot of dust there, and you don't want it to mess up your picture. Okay, so now let's widen it out so we can kind of see. Okay, I could see a lot of things that can be better. And let's grab, this is espresso, all right? And espresso is a darkish olive green color, but it really adds, see just that little bit I put in right here? It adds a serious dimension, and it does it really quickly too, so you got to be careful with it, but it puts in the depth to where you want the depth to occur. I mean, I don't know, there's something about this color and the way they mix together with the greens, but you see that right there, how it instantly gives you a definition. And so now look at how the leaf is looking better. So much better now, right? See how it's starting to get the depth? And that's why I say it's a work in progress. If you don't like it in the beginning, I know, we get that. Because you got to put the layers in. And you have to have patience because these layers take a little bit of time. You know? But you have to take that time. Just like when you're making a cake or whatever, you know, whatever it is you do in life in general, even when you're cooking a baby in your stomach, it takes a long time. You go through your phase where you're feeling crappy and sick, and then you go through a phase where you're feeling in a good mood. I don't even know how that relates. I don't even know why I thought of that. I'm just random. Alright, so let's put some in here. Now, if you pull your head back and not be so close up to your work, you can kind of see where you think you might want the lightness and the dark. It's that lightness and the dark that makes your picture, the way that a person viewing it will look at it. And so if you pull your head back a little bit, like when I'm pulling my head back, I can see, okay, it's nice and dark in here. I got some darks in here. Maybe like right in here. See, it needs right in here. It's not, it needs a little bit. So I'm going to put, it needs some definition. So just put it in. Go along the way the leaf is growing. And go right along the way the leaf is growing. Okay. And I do like the highlight there, but because I messed up a little, I'm just going to go with whatever happens. Maybe fix it up here, got kind of a little messy, so just work on it a little. Patience, patience, patience. I'm blowing on it. Now you could blow on it or use your, but try not to, try to resist that, that feeling of wanting to use your hand. Because if you do, you're going to smear it. And the color will get everywhere and you'll be bummed. So, alright. Okay, so what do you think? That looks pretty good, right? Yeah, I made a little accident right there, so you can always fix that too. There's always ways. Okay. See? So that looks really good, and it's nice and bright, and see how nice that's standing out? Now, we have another color here, but the thing is, we don't want it to be the same color. So we have to start with something different. So let's base it this time. Let's take the yellow ochre, which is, it's still a yellow, but it's a little bit darker. Okay, see how it's just a little bit, it's a little darker there. Okay, now what we want to do is, let's grab some of this. What is it? Oh, lime peel. Okay, and let's put some lime peel up. Lime peel is always, that's another good leaf color, is lime peel. But when you do it over the yellow ochre, that's nice. Okay, so we got some lime peel. Now, bronze. This is bronze. And bronze is another nice, it's very olivey. Olivey. Yep, olivey is the word. Because I don't want this leaf to be the same. I want this to be totally a different kind of a leaf. I'm looking for my artichoke. Here it is. So here's artichoke. Grab your artichoke, and you're going to have to kind of push harder, because on this paper, because there's no tooth, there's really not a lot for the pigment to grab to. So you're going to feel that it's not sticking. So in order to get that color down, you actually really kind of have to press hard down onto the paper. Now, what we need is a darker green. I was thinking about looking for some Prussian green, and if I can't find it, I'm not gonna like completely start digging for it and waste it. Oh, here it is. Okay, some Prussian green right here. So let's put some Prussian green right here up the sides. See, after you've done this a while, you'll get really used to your colors. And you have to get to know your pencils. And once you do, when you watch any of these videos at all, you'll be able to say, oh, okay, Prussian green, okay, marine green, hot pink, peacock green. And you're going to know the colors, because you're a Prismacolor person. But now what if you're watching a video and someone's using Faber-Castells, or, you know, the polychromos? What do you do then? Well, you have to know how to compare. I'm trying to find I need something darker. Now, let's try this Indian Throne Blue. Okay, see what I just did here? I wanted it a little darker, so I grabbed some Indian Throne Blue, and see how it gave me a darker effect, because other than putting a black, that was the only thing I could think of that would get that a little bit darker in here. But the Indian Throne Blue worked pretty good. So I just grabbed a little bit of that. Okay, now let's grab, I think I'm going to take some of that yellow ochre again a little bit and just blend it, because it's a little dark. But see what happens when you blend it? Now, I don't know if you could see, but the wax is like coming off. You see how it, here, let's get close. Do you see how, actually, let me see if it'll focus. You see how when I'm taking this yellow ochre, it's actually taking off that green that was underneath and making a bunch of dust. So watch, I'm going to get rid of that. But you see, it lightened it up. So now we can see, watch close. Watch close. Do you see how it is taking off that dark green where it was a little bit too dark there? And we can add it back in. But you see, it's a good little lesson right there. So you see, and also it added some dimension to the leaf too. Gave some light spots, some dark spots. And we like that. We like to have this dimension in color. That's what sets us apart. And remember, again, that's what we're after. Now this is the brighter yellow. I'm just putting a little bit brighter yellow. Okay. Now, in here, where you think, okay, it's a little blotchy, let's grab some of that espresso and let's just fix it up a little bit. And gotta work with it. Okay. But look at, see, now it's starting to look pretty, and where areas you think you just need a little bit more love, you just work with it until you get it to be how you want it. And maybe I'm thinking what we need is a little bit of some peacock green, which is what I'm looking for here. I got it. Peacock green. Find that. Because peacock green is going to add a little bit of bluish green to that. I think it'll make it just give it what it needs right there. A little bit. Peacock green right in there. Yeah, this leaf, this one here did take a little bit of time, didn't it? It's alright. But look at it. So worth it. So worth it, because look, now you pull out. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I mean, it looks like you care. It looks like you took time. Now what do we do over here? We've got more stuff. See, we have more leaves here that we're going to have to do. So we need to figure out how to vary the colors to make it so that it still looks good, but not everything the same. So I think here we're going to have to go with kind of an orangey, ochre-y, more olivey. So this is yellow ochre. So let's base it in a yellow ochre here. Okay. Now, the sun is hitting right about here. So, to create an interesting effect, get your little eraser that you get from any schoolyard or wherever, you know, those little erasers. And let's make a little light area here where it looks like it's bending. Okay? There's all different kinds of techniques. Okay? But in this case, I'm trying to keep the leaves different, you know. I don't want everything to be the same. Now, you see how that's already looking like it's bending a little bit? Now let's take the yellow ochre again and just go up, making it darker, only up until where we see the little bend. And blend it a little bit. Now see? See how that's creating a whole little light effect going on? And it looks totally different from the other ones, but yet it's still gorgeous. Okay, so what would be the next color we would use? Let's grab this bronze. And the bronze is a little bit darker. So just put that. You might want to put this in your book, in your little journal, because it might be hard for you to remember how we use these colors. I think I'm going to have to, because I don't even know if I'll remember. But so I'm just taking the bronze now. Don't worry about all that dust, because there is going to be a bunch, but just take your little brush and brush it off. Okay, and we always have our eraser if you feel like you went too high. I just like that look. That looks so good. Now see where this part here, that doesn't look natural, so take the time to get in there. Just to get it, you know, you want everything to look good. Now it looks like it's bending, right? Now what we need is a little bit more green. So I'm thinking let's grab the, I don't know, the Prussian green has a green to it. This, that's too green. And this is just how I do it. I just sort of play around with colors until, okay, marine green. This is how I do it. I just sort of play around with the colors until I get something I like. So let's grab the marine green, which kind of has a similar, I don't know, it's just, I like the color, the marine green. Blow it if you need to. Just keep your area, keep the dust so you can see what you're doing. Let's see, look at that. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Aren't you proud of yourself right now? So just, that's beautiful. Okay, so just take your time. I know it's hard when you get excited and you're like, oh my god, this picture looks so good. But yeah, you probably want to put this in your little swatch book, because so you can remember, how did I get that glowing, beautiful green effect? Now, I'm wondering if I want to make it, let me see. Sometimes I like it to make it a little bit more dark, but I don't like this blue. Let me see if I like the espresso on the bottom. Let me try just a little. Yeah, but you got to be really careful with it. Okay, I do like this espresso, but just, you have to put it very little on the ends, because you don't want to, too much would be too much. You know, there is such a thing as too much. But yeah, see, so put a little bit of espresso, watch, right in here. A little bit. That gives it the oomph that, you know, I love. See that? Right there. Just that little bit and we're good. Now, actually, we want a little bit of a glow. So I really want, what do I do with it? This one. Take the, well, not Spanish orange. I'm thinking, hold on, sorry, but this is how I think. Alright, well, I was thinking the yellowed orange, but I can't find it. See, I always leave all my colors out. But I wanted to think yellowed orange. Oh, well, I'm just going to use the Spanish orange. And very lightly, I mean really lightly, just right at the tips, just just to give it that final little glow with the Spanish orange. It just gives it a nice, just glow. A little like the sun was hitting it. Okay, see? Pretty, right? Okay. Now, and where it's blotchy here, and it does get a little blotchy. I don't want to take a white, but we could take this color. This is the lime peel. So here, let me get a little closer. Do you see how in here where, now a normal person's head and face, you're not going to look at it from far away. It looks fine. But when you're looking at it like with the camera or up really, really close, you can see that it's kind of blotchy. You could take like a lime peel or actually even your blender tool and blend that in. But see, when you do that, you're also taking away that goodness. So I'm trying to teach you all of these things because I'm putting back the espresso in, because I know that you were going to try to blend out that part and then you're going to lose that goodness. And now I need, what do I need now? Some more peacock green. And when you do make a mistake and you want to, you can always go back and then you just work with it. And that really was a mistake. I was just trying to teach you something. So now you want to see, let's grab the blender pencil. Because this is a learning video after all, okay, right? And I want to teach you different things about what works. So this is the basic blender pencil and there's no pigment to it. Now I could take, I know I'm drifting here, but watch. What if I put white? Because I'm trying to teach you about how to make this really nice glowing effect. So what if I took white right here? This is what would happen. So if we wanted this area here to pop out more, okay, and we put the white right in there, you see that's the effect you're gonna get. Let's so see, you could see that the white is here and it's blending it, but ours looked just as good before we used that white. So you really, do you need this step? Well, you could if you really wanted to work on it and take your time and say, maybe I do want a little bit of white there. And then you can add in some more yellow. Like I say, you know what? You could spend hours on each little section and that's okay. It just depends on your mood. How long do you want to, you know, are you in a rush? I'm not. I'm just in the mood to have fun and I want to make it really, really pretty. So if I want more orange in here, I'll put some more orange in here. Whatever I want to do. It's my creation, right? Okay, so there we go there. Now I want to show you the blender pencil. So if we took the blender pencil and blended it in, look at what happens. Do you see how it kind of, it's scraping off the dark? I'm just trying to show you so that you could see. Let's go up close. Do you see how this blender pencil right here, watch right here. Do you see I'm putting the blender pencil and you think it's blending, but is it? No, it's actually, look, literally taking the color off. Can you see that? I'll blend it away. Do you see? It literally took off the shade. And because, and I'll tell you another reason why too, because the paper has no tooth on it, so it really doesn't have anything to grab to it. So that's why it did that. So now you're thinking, okay, now we did all this to our page. How are we going to fix that? So what we're going to do is you're going to start again and remember and say, okay, so what did we put in here? Let's grab our, well, we need to grab the green ochre first. So let's put that in. And by now, the paper has been really worked over, basically. It's worked over. But to our advantage, because there's now a tooth there for this pencil to grab. And it's going to grab a little bit uneven, but so be it. But we can still fix it. And this is actually a really good lesson for you to learn about how all this stuff works. And now, this is the peacock green. Putting the peacock green back in. Because this could happen to you, you know, where you've done something and you're making a little boo-boo with whatever you've done. There's always a way to recover. So now I'm just putting in this. Okay. Then we're going to put in. Now the blotchiness is to be expected, but you're looking at a video with it way close up. In real life, it doesn't look blotchy like this, like at all. Look, I mean, when you're pulling it and you're looking at it and you're just looking at your picture, look, you can still see it's still gorgeous and beautiful. No one's gonna be, you know, examining your picture with a microscope, so don't worry about that. Now we're gonna take the espresso again, and we're gonna put back in some of that dark. And like I say, that paper is really worked out by now. It's tired, so you know there's only so much, but we did a lot to it too. We erased it, we put white on it, we put the blender tool on it, but we recovered and it still looks beautiful. It looks very nice. Alright, and I'm going to do this flower, this technique in other parts of this video because I like that look. So we'll be doing it. We'll even do it on the flowers too. I'll show you some cool stuff on this. So just hang in. All right. So okay, we spent enough time teaching you about that leaf. Okay. So, but I want to add a little bit more green up in here because this is going in my Paris room with all my flower collection, and I want it to look really cool. Okay, so now, all right, what do we need to work on now? All right, now here's another leaf. So here's a leaf really close to these leaves. So how do we change it up? How do we make it so that it's not all the same leaf color? Well, there's only so many greens and there's only so much, but we could maybe give it a little bit of a blue hue. So let's grab cloud blue and let's fill this in with the cloud blue. Now I'm just thinking, is this part of the flower bent over? Actually is. Oops, my bad. Yeah, it is. Okay, well that's fine. Since we started that, let's just do it. And that happens when you're coloring. See, happens to me. Yeah, that's part of this flower. So let's just put this whole thing in cloud blue. For the base, which is fine. And I don't want it to be, see this one here is blue. I don't want them to be both exactly the same. So we're going to have to alter this a little bit. And I already know in my head that I'm going to do it with some violet. And some lavender violet type colors because of the fact that there's a blue one right next to it. Okay, so I'm just basing it in the blue here. So just follow along. Have fun. Okay. Alright, now let's see, what else? What does this one go to? This is the bottom of this flower. Okay, this gets a little crazy. Okay, artist, you're making me a little wacky. If it wasn't already. Okay, I'm going to switch glasses. Alright, this is part of this flower. I guess. Well, I'm going to make it part of that flower. Alright. So now we have the base. Just going to go over it. Make sure you... having white spots is okay because that gives you a little highlight. You don't have to get every little spot. Okay, now we're gonna switch up our blues because I don't want it to be the same kind of a blue. So let's grab this one. This is Blue Lake. We haven't used this one before. 1102 Blue Lake. And let's take the Blue Lake and put it in the bottom and up. Now what I think I want to try to do here is in between there leave a little bit of a line. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but just so you see how I didn't go right up to it. I kind of went alongside that black line that was there, and here the same way. I'm leaving a little like a little highlight in between, like watch. Okay, see here, I'm just going straight up the middle and I'm leaving a highlight on each side. See? So it gives like you could see little see how I didn't go right. I could have gone right up to that line, but I didn't do that. And so I'm sharpening my pencil so you can have a little sharp pencil, and then do the same thing here. It just leaves a little and now don't go all the way to the edge either, just kind of come down here. See, it just left a little, like a little highlight on this side, and then highlight here. I didn't go all the way up here, left a little highlight. I want to try to keep the flowers different, you know. Okay, so see, that looks really good. See how it has little striations. That was the word I was looking for. Striations. Like I have on my stomach. My stretch marks from the kids. That was a really bad analogy, but true. I have 6 kids and they left striations. Okay. Now, do the same thing here. Switching glasses, so I'm gonna come in here, fill that area in. It's like you really, for this, you're gonna have to have your brush out or blow, whichever one you want, but you don't want to wipe it. Not at this point. Okay, so come up and try to keep each side with a highlight. Okay, now down in here, we're going to have to make our own. I just made my own little highlights in there. Okay, and I think I'll come up here a little. Okay. Now this, yeah, this definitely goes around. Just follow along with me. And I could say I forgot to put some of my blue there. My light blue right in here. And I already know I'm going to go over this with white, but still. Well, pretty sure. Nothing's ever for sure with me, because I just never know. But I can see I missed some blue in here. Okay, now let's grab okay, now this flower here is bending this way. I could see my paper is, this paper, because it doesn't have a tooth, you kind of gotta go over it a little bit sometimes when you want your area to be nicely covered. I like it when it's not exactly even, because it makes the flower look a lot more real. But if it's too blotchy, I have to go over it. See, now that looks really pretty. Okay, now we have to come in here. So this flower is bending this way, so let's make a couple little, make sure you follow the edge. I mean the way that the flower is growing, that's what I meant to say. Okay. Don't be afraid, just have fun. Nothing to be afraid of. You just put your color in and leave some light areas, just so that it looks like the flower's got some oomph to it, you know, like that. And then if you feel like you need a little more in one area, pull your head back. Remember, like I taught you, pull your head back a little bit and just take a look. Take a little look-see, a little gander. Okay, now here's something we need to work on. Right in here, because this is hanging down, there's gonna be a shadow here on this part, right? Because this leaf is hanging over, so therefore we have to have a little shadow there. And then maybe take your pencil and make, see how I'm going like that around to make a little second, I'll show you, go closer. See how, oh, this camera, hold on, sorry, just, okay. But anyway, see how I go make little lines like that? See, it makes it look like the flower is bending, I guess, or however you want to cut it. Okay, now what do we have to do? Okay, now this piece, alright, this piece here, it's so bland. I don't know, it's so bland. So let's give it a line in the middle and just like that. It needed some definite love. So see, I just, simple. See, it just needed that. So you can just put a little more in here if you want. Okay, then let's see. Oh man, my eyes are going bad out here. Which is okay, this bottom is part of this flower. See, this is part of this flower. So pass that by. We got to do this flower. And the color. And, you know, I'm putting a little at the tips, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, now this is part of this flower. Alright, so I gotta sharpen my pencil again. And you know what? You need to do the same thing, because if you don't sharpen your pencil, you're not gonna get the sharp. You want this. You want the, I don't know what the word is. You want the veins, you know, you want them to look. Okay, now this part's underneath, so let's shade underneath here. Okay. And we'll shade a little bit near this one. And if you have any tips for me about things like, you know, hey Lise, show me this more, or I don't know, whatever, please tell me, because I do listen and I read every comment. I totally do. So I really want to help you with your coloring so bad, and whatever you think I can do to help you, I will. Believe me, I will totally try. Okay, so now we have, okay, let's look at the flower. It gets a little crazy and you got to kind of pay attention, because see, this here is part of this flower. I can see it because look, this is coming over and under. This one's going down there, and this is still part of this flower. So this flower here is all that there is here. So I'm going to make this, now we're going to start putting in a little bit more of the detail. I want that to be darker. So let's grab what would be a complementary color. And we've been using the same colors all along, and I kind of want to change it up. I'm trying to see. Let's use this one. Okay, this color is called Electric Blue. Alright, so let's take Electric Blue. Yeah, actually, you know what? This Electric Blue does not lay right for me. Sometimes, and I will tell you, sometimes these colors, like I can use this on non-photo blue or whatever. If you put this on for some reason, the color mixture together with that one to this one, they don't lay right. They just don't feel right, and they don't lay right. And so therefore, I'm not using that one. What I want to look for is a cerulean blue. Let me see. This is light cerulean blue. I think we need a little darker. And I'm just playing around, just like, you know, maybe you might. But I'm going to pause this for 1 second.